Alright guys, today just going to do a quick video on how to fit a Zodiac tune-up kit and new scrubbers. I've got my MX8 filter head and it's got a worn gearbox, so you can tell from the clicking noises the A-side gearbox is worn and isn't turning, so it's just doing circles. So the only tool I'm really going to be using is a Phillips number 2 screwdriver. Just a quick high-level steps of what I'll be doing. First I'll remove the tracks, then I will remove the, I believe it's called the engine cover. There are 8 screws there. The sides will come off with the gearbox. Then I will remove the scrubbers and then basically refit everything in reverse order. Firstly, the tracks. We'll take the engine cover off. There are 8 screws, 4 on each side. They're all the same length, so you don't really need to keep track of which one comes on which hole. That's the inside, let's see that. Nice stainless bolts. Alright, that's the engine cover. Let's take that off now. You may have to move these out of the way just to lift the cover off. Okay, that's right. And we basically have the engine right there that turns and drives the gearboxes on each end, as well as the scrubbers. Have a look at what's included in the tune-up kit. So we have new propeller blades, the bearings, the tracks. We've got the gearboxes, they are labelled. There's an A side and a B side. We've got the axles and the bearings. Bearings go in with the flange on the inside, I believe. In order to remove the gearboxes, we have to take the axle out. Should be able to just lift it straight off. Slight rotation might be needed if it's caught on there. Set that aside. Now, there are really only these screws on the end that hold the sides together, but I find it easier to undo these two as well, which just gives the wings a little bit more flex to pop off. So I'll do the A side first. You'll notice these 2 screws here, coarse threaded. They go into plastic, so you don't have to do them. All the others go into brass embedded nuts, I guess. So to get this whole side off, it's going to pull slightly up and out. And it should come off as one. I'll just cut that out. And the gearbox should come away from the wings. That's the gearbox. Don't lose that guy. So this is a few years old now, and there's a lot of slop in here, as you can tell. I have my new A-side gearbox. back in. You need to make sure this part is fully seated. And that plastic is flush. So it's the reverse, slightly tilting downwards, a bit of pressure, and it should pop right in. Screw that up. And then again, of course, screw the gearbox to the wings. Not too tight. And repeat for the other side. And push this again, slightly out and up. A little bit tight. And the hook. And the pin, separating the gearbox from the wings. And the it. Make sure it goes in straight. And force that one. Easy. Set it up and make sure everything's flush. Okay, that's the gearboxes done. Now we'll do the scrubbers. If you look underneath, you'll see there are arrows on the scrubber and on the body. Line up the arrows and the screw hole will be accessible right down the opposite side. Just fish around till you find active engagement with the head of the bolt. And it all comes out. That's it together. Repeat the process on the other side. Again, lining up the arrows and finding the head of this bolt. And we're out. Yeah, so I've got the newer style cyclonic scrubbers. Main difference with these is they've got these extra flexible scrubbers. So refitting is again the opposite, so the screw side stays towards the middle, and then to find the screw head, line up the arrows, feel for it and make sure you've got good thread engagement, no cross threading before you do it up. Screws are already included and they're retained, so they shouldn't fall out. That's basically what you're trying to achieve. Doesn't have to be too tight. That's good. Okay. Coming up to the last part, which is to put the engine and axle in. So these axles come loose in the kit. They sit in there. There's a little bit of float designed. Just make sure the props are lined up nicely to slip in. The bearings are flange side on the inside. Just lift this up so it can rotate a little bit. And we're in. I haven't put the cover back on yet, but just make sure everything's moving nicely before we put the engine cover back on. Now with this, again, you've got to make sure the props don't get in the way, and you may need a slight rotation just to clear space. force it. If you can feel resistance, double check that the bearings are sitting in their grooves and everything's lined up. It'll fit nicely without any forcing. So again, the 8 screws, I like to work from one side then to the other. Don't fully torque them all down, just get them finger tight to start with. It'll stop it from warping. Okay. Before I do everything up fully, I'll just quickly test, make sure everything's moving freely, everything looks even, and I'll hook it up. There's basically a pair of screws per bearing, so there are 4 bearings, just even pressure on both sides. And that's it. Let's put the tracks back on. We're almost done. Make sure everything's engaged. So the quick spin test. So it doesn't seem to be moving. There you have it. Okay, I did notice that the one of the sides wasn't turning as I was turning the engine, so the gearbox, it does go both directions, so it was just sitting in the halfway position, so a slight click to one side and it's engaged. So that's it guys, how to install a tune-up kit in your Zodiac MX8, and I'll give these scrubbers a go and let's see how they go. Thanks for watching.